Hello, breadfiesta here, and welcome back to Let's Play Gladius 2003 for the GameCube. Not going to be the full name of the series, but just what I wanted to say. In the last episode, we started the game. We went through a couple of tutorials. We learned that in Ursula's story, she is joined by her elder brother, twin brother, Urlan, in forming, or I guess taking control of King Orin, their father's school, and becoming gladiators. So we have traveled away from the royal capital to the town of Fluik, is I guess how it's pronounced, to the Fen, which is going to be where we're going to be beginning our gladiator journey. But we have to be certified first, which means more tutorials. So that's what we're going to do here. We can see, once we get into the proper leagues, we'll be able to see some more information. So we can listen to Gel tell us the history of the arena certification. Almost anyone can swing a sword or an axe, but there's more to arena combat than that. Participants in Nordog's games must first prove themselves knowledgeable in the ways of the gladiator. This league will let one earn the Talisman of Travel for Nordog. So if we don't do this, we won't be able to travel around the country, which would be bad for our story. We also see some details here. So if we win, we'll get somewhere between 100 and 300 gold, or dinars, I believe is what they're called. It's a fantasy game, so fantasy currency. We'll also get that Nordog talisman, which entitles us to compete in the games in the wild and mystical land of Nordog. Great. We would like that. So we're going to do that. We will need 6 battle points to beat this league. Each battle is worth between 1 and 6 battle points, and the total points can be found on the right, up in the right corner there. In general, more points mean tougher battles, and we don't have to compete in every battle in the league, but our popularity will rise if we do all of them. So we could just skip straight to the final exam. And in fact, we'll have to take the final exam regardless, because each of these certifications is only 1 battle point. You can see by the little kind of tick mark, whereas the final exam is worth 6. So we also practice, but we don't need to do that. So let's just get into our certifications. Let's just see if we can knock these out. Trying to keep these videos around under a half an hour, ideally. Ideally closer to 20. So let's see if we can just kind of knock out these certifications. Gel tells us this is the formation screen, which is where I'll choose the warriors from our roster to meet the battle requirements. Okay. So this training battle requires that both of you participate. So yeah, normally at the bottom we'd have everybody in our school. But since it requires 2 and we only have 2 in our school, Ursula and Urlan have already been selected. So that is that. And then we have the placement screen where we get to choose our starting location for this strategy game. Yes, so this is a training battle, so we'll have specific starting locations. And yeah. Okay. And we can back out if we need to. We can also see, so we can inspect our characters. So we can see here, Ursula's got a little more HP to start. Urlan starts out a little bit stronger. But these stats aren't super meaningful. Urlan also starts out with a little more experience, so he's going to level up a little faster. We also click over and we can inspect our opponents. So we've got Vor, who is a barbarian. And we also have Flora, who is a wolf. Good to know. All right, well, Ursula has to go here, and Urlan has to go here. If we want, we can also rotate. This only really matters if you're starting directly next to an opponent, for the most part. So, yeah. All right, let's get into it. I'm on the world map. Where should I go now? Wherever your heart desires. Or wherever you need to go for the badge requirements and the tournaments in each town and blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Eustace. It's nighttime. Or maybe the trees are... The foliage is deep. I'd like to give you the opportunity to skip this lesson and move directly to the practice session. Yeah, let's learn. Let's see what Eustace has to say again. This could be new to somebody. Skills are what you use when you fight. Yep, move attack is a basic skill. Yep, so we've got different types of skills and different skills within these. So, yeah. The first option is kind of your move and action. Hey, Eustace, are you scared? You're you're taunting somebody who's on your team. So it goes move actions. Then right next to that, the sword is like your special actions. Then your combo actions. Then your kind of non-attacking support actions. And then finally, the elemental abilities at the tail end there. All right. Do you see the circle within a square pattern beneath Ursula's feet? That's who the targets are. So Empower Self is a self-targeting ability. Yep. Having a target is important. Yeah, there are many, many skills in the game, so lots to learn, but not super complicated. Okay. Oh, not too much. It's just a buff. I think we can also check on it in some way. You'll notice that the line of diamond icons that, well, JPEG is kind of broken, but yeah. So Empower Self costs 2 skill points, and you replenish 1 skill point on each of your turns. So there are some skills that only cost 1 skill point, and so those may seem free, but it also just means you forfeit your recharge for that turn. And yeah, I'm also in the same boat as Urlan. Yeah, you can pass your turn sometimes. This is sometimes useful. Okay, but what I think is important for all this is if you hold down the R trigger, you'll see the turn order. This is important. I like games that give you full information. I think if I hit Y, Y tells me information about the selected ability. X tells me, yeah, this is our... Okay. So because Urlan is on the field, we get an attack damage up, and then empowered, which means something, I'm sure. Well, we can see here that our accuracy and defense went up. Good to know. Okay.
Prepare yourselves, here I come.
Let's actually... Can we reach either of them? Urlan won't be able to reach either, so I think I will just... You know what? Let's try to do this. Try to walk behind this guy, and then maybe... Yeah, see, Urlan can only move 2 spaces, as opposed to Ursula's kind of faster. Okay, so the idea here is if I move to attack on Vor... We'll go for our critical. Well, we didn't get it, but that's fine. Is ideally... Okay. So, Flora got in the way of my plan here. We got a miss from Vor. So, even though Urlan's path was to continue to behind Vor, Flora got in the way, so we cannot... We could try to continue, but it's not going to do anything. So we may as well... yeah, we won't be able to reach 4. May as well just do kind of one-on-ones here. Urlan only has Strike. He does not have Empower Self, but he does have an Air Affinity attack, which I'm sure some tutorial will tell us at some point about how that works. Not a real wolf. It's a video game. Fake character. Okay. Can Ursula reach? No. I think it was just that first turn we got some bonus movement. I can't tell what camera angle is best here just because it's so dark. I just barely missed. But it's fine. I feel like there is an action command for, like, for defending. You don't get, like, a meter like you do for the regular attacks. But I feel like if you time, like, hitting the A button correctly, and Power Self also wore off, so we're going to just go ahead and reestablish that. It's a very important skill, so it's just good to use as frequently as possible. Okay, and we should be able to defeat Flora here. Music will change to signify the battle is coming to an end. Vor is feeling weak. Okay. Now I'll get to show off what I was intending to do before, is that there are facing mechanics. So, because this is essentially like an attack of opportunity. Yes, Urlan for Nordog. That 100 next to Vor's kind of health bar there is the accuracy. So normally when you're doing a head-on attack, so like Ursula attacking Vor, it's 95% base accuracy. So there's just a 5% chance that they'll be able to defend. And accuracies go up and down depending on a number of factors. But because Urlan will be attacking from behind, you'll see Vor does not turn to face us, meaning we get a free 100% hit. Victory for us. Congratulations to me. That battle could have gone much faster than 10 minutes, but because it's a tutorial and such is the way of the game. Everybody gets 75 experience. Everybody else, if we had anybody else in our school, they'd get 15. So, slow gains. You won't gain as much experience after you've beaten it more than once. Got it. Learn about facing. I already said everything there is to know about facing, but okay. In this battle, we will be fighting against Faye, the Barbarian, and Mungo, the Barbarian. They both have wind defense, not that it matters. Okie doke. Eris is the air affinity god. Great. They are Eris for air, Exodo for fire, Solum for earth, and Maritimus for water, as well as, I believe, there is a light and dark god as well, as we learned from the intro cutscene. The Mortis, I believe, is the dark god. I don't remember who the light god is. I wish it would be daytime. Yeah, no, tell us what you got. I like to see Urlan squirm. The remaining lessons are simple but crucial. So there's more to it than just swinging your weapon. The direction is important. Attacks from the side and back deal much more damage. Urlan, you just did that in the last battle. We are not... It is about all this, like, battle for honor and all this. The crowds at many areas frown on such behavior. But it is... Oh, be prepared to guard against it. That's honor. It isn't dishonorable to level the playing field. Denying yourself a tool that the enemy is willing to use could put yourself at a severe disadvantage. Interesting thought. Your opponent is not engaged. You might just find yourself... Yeah. Oh, okay. Mungo, please engage Urlan now. So when they're facing each other, they'll also change their fighting stance. Can we reach from the back? We can reach from the side.
Here I come.
Yeah, let's just do... Even though Faye is going to get us here, but that's fine. So, yeah, 5 damage as opposed to 4. Alright. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I hate that it starts Urlan so far away. That's fine. I think it might be best to just completely ignore the lesson, maybe. Because... Or, you know what? You come to us. Heavy hit. Okay, so now Urlan can attack from the side and get a good hit in. And you see, because we passed, Urlan got to move much faster in the order. So I like games that kind of play with that initiative turn order sort of mechanics. Okay. If we move here, we kind of put ourselves at risk of being attacked. Faye will get a good attack on us, but also Urlan will get a free attack, so.
For Nordog!
For Nordog. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. 8 damage. Okay. I might move here for that same reason. This will give Urlan a chance to get behind. I'm hitting it just slightly too early. Goodbye, Mungo. It's slightly too early. Oh, she's going for Urlan. If that's what you want to do. I think Empower Self wore off, but that's fine. Critical hit should be... Or not, don't get the critical hit. Focus. I get too skittish because you don't want to end up in the blue, because then you lose a lot of your power. Faster, easier. Please let the next battle be daytime so that I can better see the screen. 100 dinars, gold, 75 experience. I can't see the day counter, so I don't know whether it's day 2 yet, whether it would be daytime. Let's learn about terrain height effects. Okay. In today's battle, we will be facing Vor again. Vor is back. As well as Faye. So 2 new. So this is again because we'll be fighting. We'll be starting right next to Vor and Faye. We don't want to do this because then there's a chance that they'll get a free opportunity attack. Whereas in this layout, we'll be starting engaged with each other. Exro is the fire affinity god, as I said earlier. Thank you, Eustace. You are not useless. Maybe some people might think that, because these are tutorials and it's still nighttime. Oh, this is convenient. No, we will hear it. I want to know what these crates are for. So, it is really simple. It's take the high ground. Thank you, Urlan. It's obvious how this works. If you attack from above, you hit harder, below, weaker. Yep, straightforward. You apologize this instant. It's great. It's very good writing in this game, I feel. I was mastered by my own impatience. A future king if there ever was one. Arrogant in my youth. From above, you hit harder. From below, not as hard. Ah, if the height difference is too great, you won't be able to attack at all. So I think even like Urlan may not even be able to attack Faye. Because, yeah, we got the tutorial. Thank you. I'm still going to do this regardless. Can I? I can reach Faye. Interesting.
Here I come. For Nordog!
Good critical hit. Now, if I were Vor,
For you.
I probably would have gone around and tried to get the high ground on Ursula. Same thing as Faye. At least try to minimize the height difference. Because she did barely any damage.
For Nordog!
Alright, and then you. Or you know what I could have done? Is maybe moved Ursula up to the other box. And had Vor move forward. Maybe I'll do that in the next turn. Urlan, you could dodge too. I don't know if you have necessarily the skills to be able to do so, but... 3 critical hits in the row. I'm the best at video games. It's just a fact. If I get a critical hit here, then I just win. Or not. Alright, we'll just drop down. We'll just speed him. No problem, fun. I can't tell whether it is just thick trees above that just makes everything dark. I don't remember. Again, because the last time I played it was Valen's story, so it's been a longer time. Maybe I'm just complaining because it's dark. It's been 20 minutes. I'll go ahead and break here. In the next episode, we'll continue with the remaining certifications and the final exam so that we can actually get into competing as a full-fledged gladiator school. So thank you very much for watching. I have been breadfiesta, and I hope your day is going exactly the way that you want it to.